Harry took $30, 30 cents on the SPY. Thank you very much. Right there, imagine. Bounced through the VWAP, right up through the 8. Nice little trade. Roger. Chewy could be setting up for a short. Don't tell my dog about it. Yeah, we know what happened the last time. Short Chewy, we got to keep it quiet. And the thing with Chewy is, I get some support levels here. That this level right here, 32, 34 is a support level on Chewy. It's pretty sticky. You see the level right there. You go back over here. There's quite a few times where that candlestick, where that lines goes through those candles. Maxim, an INSI, possible doji sandwich, INSI. Yeah, it is a potential doji sandwich today. It hasn't moved up an awful lot. Um, Trading at 104. The 8 exponentials at 97, so it's up about $7. And it's got about $5 worth of intrinsic ATR on it, so it's not too bad. Yeah, that's potential. What he's talking about is a potential doji sandwich. This is a doji sandwich setup. That's kind of a doji. It's really not the doji you'd like to see. You'd like to see a much smaller candle, you know, with a basically just a dash. But a lot of times the next candle will mimic this candle here as far as the distance that it goes. So if that's the case, of course, this would be a big run, because you can see where this went to. 91 up to 101 $10 candle. Right today, on this one, we've got about a $3 candle. So there's a lot of room there if it follows through. It's not the perfect setup because of yesterday's wasn't a great doji, but and again, it's a biotech, which is always problematic because it's almost impossible to get good options on them. Filled and Lucid at 19 to 21. Thanks, Roger. Yeah, Lucid's okay. Lucid's okay for a time spread. I should be able to get it for about 20 cents on Lucid. Microsoft's still pulling down, by the way. It's below the 100-day moving average. Got to keep an eye on this. The SPY's moving up. Microsoft's moving down. It's got relative weakness today. Not what you want to see. So at least Lucid does look like a good time spread. I'm going to put that on here. It's going to be, I'm not going to alert on this one. Yeah, I think I will. So on November 7th. 1650 calls. And by the November 14th. $16.50 calls. For 20 cents or so. Okay. Let's say 19 to 21. All right, that's Lucid. Time spread over earnings tonight. Heather actually has earnings, I think, after the close. And, you know, we'll see if we get any kind of a movement in implied volatility on this today, like we did last week a couple of times. We had some nice implied volatility changes during the afternoon where we're actually able to take profits before earnings even came out. Okay, so I'm going ahead and send that out an alert. Tough to do alerts right now because the market's so ragged here on the daily chart. But we did alert on Google today, and we did alert on Lucid now. So time spread on Lucid. Thanks for that call out. I appreciate that. Bonds not looking great, Roger. No, they are not. TLT is down pretty hard today. Mayak 1650 is way in the money on Lucid. Yeah, it's because it's gone up quite a bit. You could do a 17 on Lucid too. That's fine. You can do a 17 on it. Again, thank Raju. I appreciate that. Thank you for the call out. Do have a SPY resistance. I used to think on the daily chart it's the 8 exponential moving average. All right, so the SPY is for all intents and purposes is at resistance right now. All right, there's the 8 right there. 679.36. 10 cents away from it. And yeah, and Lucid popped pretty nicely. But you know, you can do $16.50, you can do $17. There's going to be very, very little difference in the premiums. And when if you get filled on Lucid at like 19, 20, 20 cents, I'm going to put a sell order in today for if I get filled at, like I filled at 20, I'm going to put a sell order in at 27. Basically about 7 cents above what I paid for it, which is about 30%, a little bit more. So I just put that in there. I'll have that trade working all afternoon. Might have a little trouble getting filled on Lucid. I don't know. I get filled okay, and there's quite a bit of activity on it. 455. That's pretty good. Only 109 for next week though, so there might be a little wait on getting filled on that. I get filled at 20 cents. It's printing 23 right now. Now this is on the 1650. I don't know what the 17's printing. Google kind of easing up. WDC looking decent, and Sienna. Again, SPY's coming right up against resistance now in the 8 exponential moving average. 679. It's getting very, very close to go through it. It'd be interesting to see if it finishes it above that today. Again, the 8 right now is 679.44. So we're actually above the 8 exponential moving average right now in the SPY. But for all intents and purposes, we're right on it. This, 5 or 10 cents is not a breakout. Toss says Lucid is hard to borrow and might charge extra fees. Might charge extra fees. I mean, all you're doing is a debit. You're just doing a time spread on here. You're not messing around with stock. All right, you're just taking you're just selling a call and buying a call. Not filled at 21 again, Terry? No. SAP, did I mention CNX? Bob? SAP, did I mention CNX? Your volume is sometimes squelched. Okay, sorry, I didn't mention either one of those, SAP or CNX. Gary, you got it for 21 cents on Lucid. Fills on Lucid are coming in great, much better than last week. Thanks, Roger. It really depends on your broker and where your order goes in. Yeah, said the same thing about fee on borrowing. I think if assigned or exercised. Doug, yeah, probably if you're assigned or exercised, they'll charge for it. But I'm not planning on getting into that position. Why did I do 1650 rather than 17? I think when I looked at the thing, I had set it up in there at 1650 because that's about what it was going for. It's not going to make any big difference. It's trading at 1714. It was when I took it. It was at I think about 1680 or something like that. Carlton, you get the same message from Tosh. Yeah, well, apparently it's hard to borrow. They don't have a bunch of shares. They get available. So if it's hard to borrow, that's going to put a little pressure on it. If I have not been filled, you probably should do a 17. Yeah, you could switch to 17 now, sure. Would I chase to 23? I would not. Okay, let's see. Bob was asking about SAP and CNX. Okay, so here's SAP. I'm not sure what you want to know about it. The stock's in a downtrend. I mean, it's been in a downtrend for a while. Very, very choppy stock. You can see the gaps up and down on this thing. Right now, it's sitting down here trying to put in a bottom. You can see, but it's got the right here. It's got the 8 exponential moving average as resistance. It went and stopped there. Not something I would trade right here. I mean, I don't see any compelling reason to take that. CNX. Yeah, CNX pretty strong. This is again, oil has been pretty strong lately. Energy has been pretty strong. That's a pretty nice setup in CNX. It's been kind of grinding up here for a while. And if you're going to enter it, you probably want to wait for a little bit of a pullback, just like this. Enter it right off the VWAP here. This is the VWAP for a long, and your indicators over here on the Tri-Super system, right? So you look at CNX. Right now your momentum's weak because it's pulled back. You want to wait for a bounce off the VWAP. When you enter, you'd like to have this green. On the daily chart, which is what you'll be looking at if you're going to try to swing this CNX, you've got a problem here. You've got yellow here on the multi-time frame momentum, which means the momentum on multi-time frame is still not that good. It's good now on the intraday, which is this is daily. This is multiple days. This is 1 day, 3 day, 9 days. This is showing you don't really have that momentum indicating that there's institutions in there right now. So for that reason, I would avoid it. Gary, how do I feel about adding to the Schwab trade? I still like it. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could add to it if you wanted to. I've got plenty on there right now. Again, this stock is pretty much doing what we want it to do. We want this thing to stay, around 95, 94, 95, and keep selling puts on it. We're in decent shape on it right now. If it moves up above, it's still hit resistance here, right? But it's as long as it stays above this algo line. The problem is if you add to it here, what you're going to run into is if it breaks down. I'll tell you what I would do if I was going to add to it. Just from it's a little bit of a nuance on this type of thing, Gary. I would take the puts, all right, the puts that we've got on Schwab, which is the December puts, right? We got the December 9250 puts. I would put that leg on first. I would buy the 9250 puts for December 19th, and I would leave I wouldn't start selling the puts, the 95 puts, until I see what this stock does today or tomorrow. Right? If it bounces back up here and stays above the 90, this level up here, then you can start selling puts. And what I would do is I would sell next week's puts tomorrow if it stays above there. If the stock pulls down and gets below this algo line, then you're going to have a profit in the long put that you've got on for December, and you can just basically watch it go down. And if it keeps going down, you can just take profits on that whenever you want. That's the way I would structure it right now if you wanted to add to it. Can you do the time spread with the 17 since it's 1716? Yeah. Yes, time spread on 17 is fine on Lucid. Yeah, 17 is fine. I mean, what I just talked about on Schwab is not something I'm going to recommend all the time. But if you like the time spread, a lot of times if you're not exactly sure the thing is going to keep going up, you can put the long put on first out into December, and hold on to it. And if the stock bounces up, then you can start selling puts against it. Yeah, you're going to be down a little bit of money because your long put's going to have gone against you. But if the stock moves down and heads back down, you've got the long put on. You can actually take profits in that and not even worry about getting back into the spread into the weekly ATM again. Just kind of an idea. All right, Larry. If not been filled, I should probably do the 17. Yes, you should. Yep. BWA just crossed 1464, 44.64. So I'm going to watch this one now because I do like this as a potential swing trade. I like this. This is a pretty sticky level right here. You can see the number of times this high volume candle is hit here, almost here, hit it here, pull back, hit it here, pull back, hit it here. So you want to see this thing close above this with some force. That's what I'm looking for in BWA. Took $1 on the second half of SPY, Terry. Beautiful. You're doing excellent on these SPY Super System trades. I haven't had time to even think about getting into one right now. But yeah, that was a look at that nice trade. Very, very nice. Again, breaks above the VWAP here, goes up through the 8, right through this dynamic compression zone, and rides right up. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Just about perfect. Excellent trading. Coming up on a little after 12 o'clock. Let me take a minute to talk to the YouTube folks. I haven't talked to them today. Good morning. Hey, Flay. Hey, Arnisi, good morning. I believe you're still in WBD. Yeah, I'm trading that WBD off of the, not off of the earnings. I'm trading it off of the potential deal. All right, so yeah, I'm going to stay in WBD through earnings. Okay, I should start looking for some stocks. We did take Google. We took a swing trade in Google here. It's pulling back a little bit right now. Sienna looked nice this morning. Still looks pretty good. WDC also still looks pretty good. SPY bouncing right off the 8 again. Moving up. Again, the SPY is above the 8 exponential moving average on the daily chart now. And this is a very critical level to be aware of, because this 8 is something we want to see the stock that want to see the market get above. It's barely above it. It's 679.39 is the 8, 679.44. It's 5 cents. It's just right on it, on the 8 exponential moving average. WBD deal is getting some news on PIF. Yeah, price targets are getting inflated by some social media. That keeps doing this thing. Any thoughts on exit target for IBB, Doug? Yeah, I mean, let's see what we paid for this thing. 640. Yeah, I'm looking for it to get to around a little over $160 or so. Again, we got a little bit of time on this. We got till 21st. What are those things going for right now? I haven't looked at them, so I mean it's not too soon. We can actually put in a sell order on these if we want to. But I don't think they're up money at all right now. We paid 640. Yeah, they're trading at about 550 right now. So we're still down a ways on those things. I'm gonna wait to put a sell order on this. I want to see what it does the rest of this week and maybe next week, and see if, because it's really a nice PBO. We're getting a nice bounce on this stock. The stock has been very strong. You can see it's not a stock, it's a ETF, but biotech ETF. But it comes back and bounces, comes back and bounces. It's coming back here. I'm gonna look for a 160, 162 type level on it, but I want to wait and see before I put a sell order in there. Hey Bob, can I comment on XLE as a sector and a strength? Sure, no problem. You're not hogging in time, Bob. Ask all the questions you want. XLE. Yeah, XLE's energy. Here's the energy. I mean, energy is energy is oil, and mostly, and it's this thing is choppy as. Look at this thing. This is the problem you get with energy or any of the oil stocks. This kind of crap. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. There's no trend here at all. So I want to go, and I don't want to do anything with this. You see how it's stuck between the 200-day moving average here, and the 100-day moving average here, and the 50-day moving average here. It's wedged right in there. So this is not something to me that's tradable. If I look at that and try to say which way is it going to go, I haven't got a clue which way this thing's going to go. And if to look at an actual oil stock, here's Oxy, right? You see the same kind of choppiness here, because there's a lot of news related items that impact oil. War impacts oil. It's about one of the sectors that wars do break out that do impact oil, send the price up, etc. But it's also very susceptible to any other kind of news, and this is not something you want to be trading, in my opinion. Oil right now is not something you want to be in. I mean, you can intraday trade these things all you want, but as far as a swing trade, I would stay away from them. We got about 12 here already. We got some folks making money in the room. I appreciate that. I haven't had a chance to do very much at all, but I did take Google. I like Google. It's pulled back a little bit in the last few candles, but still looks nice. Again, I have to keep my eye on Microsoft pretty closely here. But again, I'm not going to overreact to Microsoft. We've got time on this thing. As long as it holds in there around the 100-day moving average, I'll be okay with it. Schwab right now trading at 93.91, right up against the 8 and 15 EMA. Again, the SPY has creeped above the 8 exponential moving average barely. Lucid trading at about 24. Again, I got the 27 sell order on it. I get filled at 21. Actually, I get filled at 20, mostly at 20. I have quite a few contracts, but anyway, I just put a sell order at 27. If I get filled at 27 today, after getting in at 20, I'm going to take it. That's 30%. I'll take it. I won't have to worry about overnight. But that's what I'd be using now. I'm not sure what you're paying at the $7 level. But it's probably in the same area 2021, and I would set the same sort of a sell order around 27. TLT still coming down, and this is always something to be aware of. Okay, a drop in TLT like this, okay, this is an indication of interest rates are going up. All right, so you've got to be aware of that. I mean, if you go back to April, when they put the tariffs on and then took them off, you see what TLT did. This is what caused them to take the tariffs off. You know, there's all kinds of blurbage out there why they took the tariffs off. But they took the tariffs off because the interest rates had soared so much that to basically buy back the debt that the United States has to do every month was going to be way too expensive. So what they do, they took the tariffs off. You see what TLT did, whoop, right back up again. And this is coming down here now. We're way away from that level right now. But keep in mind that bonds are a big deal because it impacts the credit market. Hey, Ricker. Ricker. Hello, good morning. Hey, Sam. I'm tuning in from the road. Good deal while you drive home. Nice to see you back here again, Sam. A fairly choppy day in the market. It's up The SPY has gotten above the 8 exponential moving average briefly right now, and we've had a nice little bounce. We had a big pullback overnight in the futures, and then the market recovered this morning, and it's doing fine. There's some decent ones. We did take some Google calls in the room, and we did take a time spread on Lucid for tonight's earnings. We called out WDC, which was a nice long, but it was too expensive. The earnings were too widespread. Sienna, the same thing, which nice chart, but terrible spreads on the options. Couple of good intraday shorts. If you want to trade them, Lockheed Martin. Coming down pretty hard here this morning. You see it pulled down, bounced up to the VWAP, failed right there, rolling over. The daily chart looks like this on Lockheed Martin. It had been, look at this beautiful pattern, and then it's breaking through it. Here's earnings, not done well off of earnings, moving sideways, and you see how it's breaking down below the 50-day moving average now. It does have some support. Down here about 473, so you get about $3 to the downside on it. But I wouldn't have a problem intraday trading this thing as it breaks down below the 8 right here, just for a short time, just for a short trade. I don't know what the options are like on it, but. Very widespread options on Lockheed Martin. It's trading at 476. The 480s are 520 by 690, too much. You could try to do a debit spread on it, but again, you're got a little bit of risk here with that 473 kind of in the way. $477.50, $475. Put debit spread $1.10. That's not bad. 477, 475, 477.50, 475. You're in the money on that. I'd actually take that. The question is it going to hit that support and bounce back up again? But $1.10 is a pretty good price on something like that for Lockheed Martin for put debit spread. Again, buy the 477.50, sell the 475, expiring this week for about $1.10. But it does have support, so you have to be careful. And I would turn around and put a sell order on it pretty quickly. I get filled at 110 on the Lockheed Martin. I put debit spread and I put a sell order in at 130. I just see if I can get filled on it. Again, it's trying to bounce here a little bit right now, so I wouldn't put too much risk on that. Market internals, by the way, are very bullish right now. Very bullish. Market is also continuing to be bullish. Again, we've moved above the 8 exponential moving average by a bit now. So this is a pretty strong market. Here's my TC 2000. There's the S&P 500 right here. The green line, green, red, green. This is the market internals. Look at this. Look at the move in this market internals. Very, very strong. And that's one of the downsides to taking the put debit spread on Lockheed Martin is you're trading against the market trend right now. But Lockheed Martin itself is very, very weak. For some reason, you never have much luck getting filled in the time spreads, Ari. Yeah, I don't listen. It's a crapshoot a lot of times getting into these time spreads. A lot of times I'll go in and try to put 100 contracts on it. I'll get filled at 8 or 10 or 15, and then I won't get filled anymore, or I'll get some filled more 20 minutes later. Again, it just depends on the market makers and what they're doing with the spreads. And if you don't get filled at the price you want, you just don't take it. I mean, these things work very well, but you can't be chasing them. You shouldn't be chasing them anyway. Lucid's still trading about printing about 22 on the 16s, 50s right now. Google has pulled back a little bit on us, even on a strong market day. And watching Microsoft still hovering around the 100-day moving average. And again, we'll pull back on Google. Again, we're focused on the daily chart on Google. The daily Google chart. Again, we shouldn't be worried about these candles. If you're watching those, you get nervous. This is what we're looking at. This is a beautiful PBO right here. Very nice. Again, IBB operating very beautifully today. Look at that move on IBB. We're waiting for that bounce off the 15. Again, I try to emphasize about how I use the 8 and the 15 together. And this is again, I don't know how many people use this, but this 8 and 15 together is really, really nice. You see that down, it bounces off it. If you're short a stock or you're long a stock and it goes through the 8, wait to see what happens at the 15. Can you see what this has done at the 15? This could have freaked some people out there in this position yesterday, but we looked at it. Go to the 15 and then bounce. Yesterday the 15 bounces. Today the 15 bounces. This is again, this is not coincidence that this happens like this. The institutions have these same levels on here. So that's why I use it, and that's why I use it on the SPY super system as well now. Why I added that in there, because it, again, as Google, this is actually a short right now, at least for intraday. As the 8 comes down through the 15, see how it slices through the 15? It would be a short, and your momentum is also short, but you've also got the VWAP right here, so it's not something you would want to short. And it's a bullish stock. I mean, it's up today almost 2%. See how the 8 came down just below the 15 here, moved up through it. That for intraday trade, very quick intraday trade, that would have been an entry, and then you would have got out as it rolled around. But those are SPY super system trades, off of 5-minute candlesticks. We're not worried about that right now. We're worried about trading Google for a swing. I get filled on some more Lucid here, 21 cents. Okay, see if we have any questions here. Just running through some stocks. Let's see what we got here. All right, got a few questions. What PDS did I take on Lockheed Martin? I took I can never remember. Lockheed Martin. I took the 477.50, 475. 477.50, 475 on Lockheed Martin, and I paid $1.10 for it, and I got a sell order at $1.30. It's trading at $1 right now. At least that's what the midpoint is. Hey, William. UNH below the earnings gap, not looking to short, but back in the list if it returns above 330. I watched that yesterday. It's pretty weak. It was pretty weak. Yeah, that gap is it's pretty weak. It's got a 100-day moving average below it, but this is not something I'd want to touch right now. UNH. We made good money on UNH 2 or 3 times. That was a nice trade, but I'm not gonna short it here. Right, here's Lockheed Martin. Still looks like a pretty decent short, but again, this is just a very short-term debit spread. SPY continuing to move up here. Market internals looking pretty good on this. It's still moving up fairly nicely, as you can see right here. Green moving up. That's bullish. William 335. Yeah. Doug, you use the 8 and 15 all the time. Love it. Yep, it's the best. Do I come through the 8 and 15 combination through experimentation? Yeah, absolutely. I tried a lot of different. I've always used the 8. The 8 was one that I always liked. But I've used the 20, the 21. I've tried the 30. I tried a lot of them, but the 8-15 really works nicely, and I really like it. And still did any lucid yet, Terry? Yeah, I guess get filled in some more. SPY bounced off the 21 EMA, basically stopped there last night and bounced. Yep. Some people a lot of people use the 21. Even algo on the ES, easier to draw since there aren't many gaps, coming in at 68.55. Okay. Thank you very much. Took 30 cents on the first half of the SPY. Shy, the elbows are much steep. Okay. It was a great SPY super system tray off the 8 EMA, by the way. Yeah, SPY was a nice this is a nice trade. You notice how it came across the 8 here. It's been holding the 8 the whole way up. It's really nice. Terry just got into it again here and took profits and part of it. Really nice day for trading the SPY, by the way. If you just wait for your pullbacks to the 8 or the 15 and then take it long as it bounces. Lockheed Martin trade, John. Yeah, I did a put debit spread on Lockheed Martin. I bought the 477.50 puts and I sold 475 puts. 477. I bought the 477.50 puts and sold the 475 puts. $2.50 spread. I paid $1.10 for it. It's got a $2.50 spread. I'm trying to get out for $1.30. It's trading at $1. Lily continuing very strong. Ari points out. Yep, Lily's been a beautiful trade. Again, when I looked at it yesterday, it was too extended, and it's even more extended today. It's got room at 967 right now. It's got about $25 to the upside if it continues on up, and probably a decent intraday trade if you don't want to hold it overnight, which I wouldn't be. But this is a pretty nice setup on Lily here. Again, if you time your entries off the VWAP or off the 8, you get a nice one right there. Then you're out. You can get in here, and basically, you probably lost money on this one. The nose went down and held the 15, and now it's trying to bounce again here. So, Harry says all the stars are in alignment for now on Lily. Yeah, I mean, it's fundamentally it's very, very strong. If anybody's in that W the W weekly ATM that we talked about the other day, you can get a reasonable profit off of it right now. W's bouncing back up again. This is still a pretty nice setup for the weekly ATM. You notice a big bullish catalyst here, pulls down to the 8. You basically you sell the 102, 103s, buy the 100s, and just ride it sideways if it continues to do that, pulling in premium every week. SPY still grinding up here. It's about 1:15. I didn't realize so late. I'm going to get some lunch here in a minute. Let me look in on the YouTube folks. We got some folks over here. Hey, Rick Racker. You appreciate your 8 and 15 SEMA trading. Made such an improvement to your entries and exits. Yep. Feels like more of a video game now. That's what you want it to feel like. And you know, listen, when you have something that you like that, like the 8 and 15, I really like it. It adds confidence to your trading. I mean, it really does. Adds a lot of confidence to your trading. Because I know they work very well. Now, listen, nothing works 100% of the time, but the 8-15 combo works very, very well. You know, when you have a stock pulling down, drops below the 8, you freak out. Just give it some time and see what it does. I mean, Wayfair is a fine example of that. You see how it pulled down here today? See where it went? See where it is now. I mean, I experiment with lots and lots of different things for technicals on these things, and these are the ones I stick with. All right, I'm going to shut the YouTube feed down so I can get some lunch. Thanks very much, everybody from YouTube. I appreciate it. Again, go to rightlinetrading.com if you want to join the room. We've got the room, we've got the alert service, and you can buy the software. This software is extraordinarily helpful for identifying when institutions are in the trade. And again, I do a lot of technical analysis inside the room as well. So if you're interested in that, again, go to rightlinetrading.com. Call Rory at 786-732-4656 right there, and we will see you in the room.